Beginning, the encounter in the ruins. The rain came down in silver sheets over the shattered skyline of New Elysium, Earth's last colony city before the fall. I was scavenging through the ruins for scrap tech, just like every other survivor desperate for a day's rations. My name's Elias Ward, former engineer for the Interstellar Corps, now a nobody drifting between half-broken shelters and fading memories. I had heard stories about them. The Nosferan, an alien species born from the void between stars. They were rumored to be half energy, half flesh, feeding not just on blood, but on the vital essence that powered human life. Some called them vampires. Others called them gods. I never believed either. Until that night. I was halfway through the derelict transit tunnel when the lights flickered. Once, twice. Then every bulb exploded in a shower of sparks. Froze. The hum of the storm faded, replaced by something else. A soft, rhythmic pulse that echoed like a heartbeat. But it wasn't mine. When I turned around, she was standing there, pale as moonlight, with eyes that shimmered red and silver like liquid mercury. Her hair flowed like black silk caught in invisible wind, and her armor, sleek and curved, bore sigils that pulsed faintly with crimson energy. She didn't move closer. She didn't need to. Her voice slipped into the air like smoke. Human. That single word carried power, not just sound but pressure. The kind that made my lungs tighten. I gripped my plasma torch and tried to sound calm. If you're looking for supplies, there's nothing worth taking here. Her lips curved into a faint smile. One that was neither kind nor cruel, but unsettlingly aware. You misunderstand. I'm not here for your metal. I swallowed. Then what do you want? The tunnel lights flickered back to life just enough to illuminate her face. You! Middle the demand. I backed up a step, my boots scraping the wet ground. You've got the wrong guy. Her eyes flashed briefly. A low hum building in the air. It wasn't just noise, it was vibration, deep enough that I could feel it in my bones. My pulse synced to it against my will. You repaired the beacon in Sector 9, she said. You reactivated the signal meant to stay buried. That beacon called me. Froze. She couldn't possibly know that. That repair job was done weeks ago. A favor for an old friend who swore it was harmless. I didn't know what it did, I stammered. I thought it was a comm relay. She took a slow step closer, boots silent on the concrete. It was a link to my kind. And to me. That beacon carried an imprint of my consciousness. My tether. Her gaze softened just slightly. You woke me. Something about the way she said it, not angry but almost reverent, sent a shiver down my spine. I didn't mean to, I said quietly. I know, she replied. And yet. Her hand rose, fingers gloved in faintly glowing material. You are connected to me now. By accident or fate, it no longer matters. I can feel your pulse, your thoughts. Your fear. Her tone deepened. And I need you to come with me. I shook my head. Not happening. A low chuckle escaped her lips. Melodic but dangerous. You think you have a choice. The world tilted. The air thickened, pulling at me as if invisible threads were wrapping around my limbs. My torch dropped from my hand, hissing out in the puddle. A whisper filled my head. Not sound, not words, but meaning. Don't fight it. I blinked once, and when I opened my eyes again, the tunnel was gone. The alien world, inside her domain. We stood beneath a sky that shimmered like liquid glass. Strange constellations hung above us, shifting and alive. The ground was made of some reflective black mineral that rippled beneath our feet, and massive crystalline structures pulsed faintly in the distance. This isn't Earth, I breathed. She turned to me, her expression unreadable. This is the blood nexus, the convergence of the Nosferan minds. You were brought here through the resonance link you restored. Why me? Yes. Why bring a human here? Her answer was simple and terrifying. Because you carry something we lost, empathy. I frowned. What? Our species evolved past emotion. We traded it for immortality, for control. But something was lost, the ability to feel connection. She stepped closer, her eyes flickering. When you activated my tether, your consciousness brushed mine. For the first time in centuries, I felt something. She stopped inches away, looking at me as though she could see straight through my skin. I want it again. I backed up, my heart pounding. You're saying you brought me here to, what, feed on my emotions? Her smile returned, faint but unmistakable. Not feed. Share. And then she reached out. When her hand touched my chest, light exploded behind my eyes. I saw flashes, her memories ancient and vast. Battles fought among dying suns, cities carved into asteroids, the loneliness of a being who could not die but could no longer feel. I gasped and fell to one knee as the vision faded. She stood over me, her expression changed. Softer now, almost human. You see now, she said. Why I need you. I forced myself to stand. And if I say no? Her gaze hardened. Then I will wither again into silence. But your link to me remains. You will feel that emptiness too. The bond deepens. Days or maybe hours passed in the nexus. Time felt strange there, elastic and fluid. She told me her name was Seraphine, once a commander among her kind before the Nosferans' collapse. Her people had drained themselves of empathy and passion, becoming cold, immortal husks. She was one of the last who remembered what it meant to care, and she had been searching across realities for a way to regain it. I was apparently her accidental answer. At first, I resented her for taking me. But the more time we spent within the nexus, the more the walls between us blurred. When she spoke, I could feel the emotions behind her words, faint at first like echoes, curiosity, regret, longing, and sometimes something warmer. One evening, if such a thing could be called evening in that endless twilight, she showed me the nexus heart, a vast sphere of light suspended above a black ocean. This, she said quietly, is what remains of our shared soul. It flickers because it lacks balance, the energy that comes from unity between opposites. Opposites? Yes. Life and death, light and dark, human and Nosferan. I turned toward her, realizing what she meant. You think that balance is between us? Her eyes glowed faintly. I know it is. A silence stretched between us, heavy, unspoken. She stepped closer, her presence magnetic, almost intoxicating. Elias, when I said I needed to share your essence, it wasn't about power. It's about memory, about rediscovering what it means to be alive. Her hand brushed mine and I felt a surge, not draining but blending. Our thoughts aligned, our breaths synced. For a moment, there was no boundary between human and alien, fear and curiosity. Just connection. When it ended, I could see tears in her eyes, shimmering silver, not red. She whispered, "Now you understand." I nodded slowly. Yes, but it's not sustainable, is it? You can't keep me here. She looked away. No. The link weakens the longer you remain. Eventually, it would destroy your mind. Then send me back. I can't. Her voice cracked. The nexus only opens one way unless a Nosferan sacrifices part of herself to close it. Took a breath. Then do it.